India's IT backbone, questions that have been raised on that as well. It runs on global cloud infrastructure and all foreign AI infrastructure, AI platforms. In a worst case AI crash, where does India stand in the face of geopolitical escalations? How exposed is India's digital economy? We've run through the entire points in our introduction as well. Where does India find itself in that equation?
Well, I think India needs to have a more holistic approach. It's begun well by understanding and highlighting the need for this preparedness for this AI bubble to be burst. India is not alone. A large number of tech giants, including Sam Altman and Elon Musk, have already identified the overheating of the space. And once this overheating could lead to some bizarre economic results. But having said that, let's remember one thing. Artificial intelligence is a different ballgame altogether. So connecting it to 2008 economic crisis may not necessarily be the correct approach. Why? Because AI has come to invade and be an integral part of everybody's life.
Yeah.
People have started using AI. So the use cases of AI, leave aside anything, in internet search, in almost every activity of human endeavor, is well documented. That being so, I do not expect an immediate collapse. Yes, there might be some setbacks, but the important issue is, while we are looking at cyber resilience and looking at a resilient mindset, we also need to be prepared to say, hold on, we are looking for this new kind of a meltdown scenario. What happens if the meltdown does not happen? What happens if AI continues to grow with quantum leaps and bounds? In such a scenario, we need to even focus on what should be the Indian approach. So the current Indian approach of trying to develop its own large language model is more necessitated out of the need for protecting Indian sovereign interests rather than an economic need per se. But clearly, when India is now being made a potential target of digital colonialism, where Indians have begun to start rusting their cognitive thought processes and they have begun to start taking AI for granted, I think the time has come where the government needs to work in the
So what happens next, Mr. Duggal? You're absolutely right. I mean, that's exactly what I was thinking about as well. The concerns that have been mentioned in this economic survey, of course, there is the aspect of sovereignty and stability, but what about the labor sector? India's IT sector, it thrives on the low cost, the scalable, work that the cheap labor does. Exactly what artificial intelligence automates, and with that kind of speed, and it does so well. What happens then? Is this an existential moment for that cheap IT labor that we're so good at? What's the next pivot for us?
Very, very clearly, we are at a very important cusp. And the cusp is very clear. All these cheap labor jobs may be obliterated by AI very, very quickly. We need to be prepared for that. And therefore, we need to come up with a new mindset, a new economic approach. This economic survey is just giving us a torch, a light into the way of darkness. But clearly, we have to walk the walk per se. We do not, we cannot rest on our laurels and say, look, we will do this low-hanging, low-paying jobs. Why? Because AI is going to take all of that. But at the same time, AI will create new jobs, new opportunities. It's time for skilling Indians in such a manner that they can be now more prepared to take up new job opportunities which are now being thrown up by the AI.
You're absolutely right, Mr. Duggal. But I'm here sitting and wondering and thinking what happens to the large strata of Indians and our countrymen that we are unable to upskill. Are we just going to leave them behind, leave them in the lurch? That's one thing that just crosses my mind at this point in time. I know we can't have answers for every question at this point in time.